Why is the 48th busiest airport in the United States suddenly drawing so much national attention? The answer lies in a massive transformation project worth $1.7 billion that is fundamentally reshaping the way the airport operates. Unlike most billion-dollar airport investments, which tend to focus on expansion, Pittsburgh International Airport, PIT, is going in the opposite direction. Instead of adding more gates and sprawling infrastructure, PIT is intentionally right-sizing, constructing a more efficient, compact terminal designed to lower costs, improve convenience, and deliver a smoother, modern experience for travelers. The idea is simple. No more long, inefficient train rides or oversized baggage systems, just a smart layout that matches the airport's real needs. The goal is to set a new precedent for airports of similar size across the country. To understand why this project is groundbreaking, it helps to look back at the airport's history, a once cutting-edge facility that became outdated. When Pittsburgh International Airport unveiled its brand new terminal in 1992, it was widely praised as one of the most advanced airports in the world. The $1 billion complex had a distinctive X-shaped layout and an underground people mover system, innovations that were specifically designed to accommodate U.S. Airways, which used Pittsburgh as one of its primary hubs. At its peak, more than 80% of the airport's traffic came from U.S. Airways. The 1992 facility featured a clear separation between the landside terminal, ticketing and baggage, and the airside terminal, gates and concourses. This setup worked perfectly in the hub-and-spoke airline model of the era, where the majority of passengers were connecting through Pittsburgh rather than starting or ending their trips there. With 75 gates and an expansive baggage system, the airport was built for massive scale and quick transfers, handling tens of millions of passengers annually. But times changed quickly. The collapse of the hub model. By the early 2000s, the U.S. airline industry was in turmoil. The September 11th attacks triggered a wave of restructuring, and U.S. Airways faced major financial struggles. Slowly but surely, the airline reduced its Pittsburgh flights, and in 2004, it officially de-hubbed the airport. Overnight, PIT shifted from a bustling transfer hub to a mid-sized origin and destination airport, where most travelers were locals starting or ending their journeys in Pittsburgh. By 2019, passenger volumes had dropped to roughly 9 million per year, less than half of what the facility was originally designed to handle. Suddenly, all the extra space and infrastructure became more of a burden than a benefit. The train ride between terminals was no longer a time saver, but an inconvenience. The oversized baggage system became expensive to maintain and underused. Even the large number of gates was excessive for the demand. At the same time, passenger expectations were shifting. Travelers increasingly favored walkable terminals, natural light, efficient layouts, and integrated amenities. What was once state-of-the-art in 1992 began to feel dated and cumbersome. A bold rethink, the $1.7 billion new terminal. Recognizing the mismatch between its infrastructure and its current role, the Allegheny County Airport Authority decided not to renovate the existing space, but to start fresh. The idea wasn't expansion. It was a complete reimagining of how a modern, mid-sized airport should function. Planning began in earnest in 2017, and by 2021, construction was underway on a new billion-dollar terminal project. Though delays and cost escalations have since pushed the total budget to $1.7 billion and the opening to fall 2025. The heart of the redesign is a centralized terminal building that unites all the key passenger functions, check-in, security, and baggage claim, into a single 3-level head house directly connected to the gates. This eliminates the need for the people mover train entirely, making the passenger journey shorter and simpler. The new terminal uses vertical zoning. Departures start on the top level, where ticketing counters, airline check-in, and a 12-lane security checkpoint are all grouped together. After clearing security, passengers cross a short bridge directly into the concourses, cutting walking distances. Arrivals descend to the baggage claim area, located just below the check-in hall, with ground transportation on the lowest level. This stacked 800,000 square foot design is compact but efficient, saving time for travelers and reducing operational complexity for the airport. Architectural highlights. The new terminal isn't just functional, It's visually striking. A butterfly wing roof, inspired by Pittsburgh's iconic bridges, shelters the drop-off and pickup areas. Inside, the open hall is flooded with natural light from skylights and large windows, supported by tree-like V-shaped columns. The design incorporates warm materials such as wood textures and metallic accents, reflecting the region's blend of natural beauty and industrial heritage. One of the biggest operational improvements comes from the new baggage system. Instead of relying on the old 8-mile conveyor belt network, the new setup uses a shorter, more efficient system, cutting the time it takes for checked bags to reach passengers. This design alone should reduce costs while improving customer satisfaction. Sustainability and green design. A standout feature of the new PIT terminal is its integration of greenery and outdoor space. Interior gardens will be woven between check-in and security zones, while outdoor courtyards at the arrivals and departures levels will allow passengers to step outside and enjoy fresh air. These green areas not only enhance the passenger experience, but also act as natural regulators of temperature and humidity, contributing to the airport's LEED sustainability goals. The airport is also a leader in energy resilience. In 2021, PIT became the first airport in the world to operate its own on-site microgrid, combining solar power with natural gas to generate 23 megawatts of electricity. This system provides energy independence, reducing reliance on the public grid. Inspired by this, other airports, such as JFK's new Terminal 1, are adopting similar renewable energy systems. Pittsburgh is further expanding its green energy efforts by installing 11,000 more solar panels. Right-sizing as a national model. What makes Pittsburgh's project especially noteworthy is that it's not about growth. It's about adapting to reality. Many U.S. airports have faced similar challenges after losing their hub status. For example, Cleveland lost United Airlines as a hub in 2014. St. Louis lost American Airlines in 2010. Dallas-Fort Worth lost Delta in 2005. When a hub airline leaves, passenger demand often plummets by 50% or more. At that point, airports face a tough choice: maintain oversized facilities in hopes of luring another hub, or rebuild around smaller, more sustainable operations. Pittsburgh chose the latter, and its approach is now seen as a model across the industry. For instance, in 2025, Cleveland officials specifically cited PIT as their inspiration when unveiling their own airport overhaul, emphasizing right-sizing and improved passenger flow. Other airports like Newark, Sacramento, and Kansas City have also pursued redesigns that echo elements of Pittsburgh's plan, such as centralized security, phased construction to avoid disruptions, and expandable but efficient gate layouts. Costs, challenges, and delays. Of course, no major construction project comes without hurdles. The Pittsburgh terminal overhaul was originally projected at $1.1 billion, with an opening date of 2023. Rising material costs, pandemic disruptions, and inflation have since driven the price up to $1.7 billion and pushed the timeline back to late 2025. Critics worry about the escalating budget and whether the investment will truly pay off in terms of passenger growth and revenue. Supporters, however, argue that the long-term savings from streamlined operations, estimated at $20 million annually, combined with improved passenger satisfaction, make the project worthwhile, a scalable blueprint for the future. Ultimately, Pittsburgh International Airport is pioneering a new way forward for mid-sized U.S. airports. Instead of clinging to outdated hub infrastructure, it is embracing right-sizing, efficiency, and sustainability. The redesign consolidates passenger functions, reduces waste, and builds in long-term flexibility, all while creating an environment that feels modern and welcoming. Other airports are already watching closely. Whether they adopt PIT's approach directly or simply borrow certain elements, Pittsburgh has proven that shrinking smartly can be just as transformative as expanding. For Pittsburgh itself, the project represents both a practical investment and a symbolic one, a chance to reclaim its status as an innovator in aviation design, just as it was in 1992. For the rest of the country, it could mark the beginning of a broader movement where airports rethink what it